All right, we got a rainy, wet, windy day, but I decided to combine the two pins that were there yesterday, here today, and it's gonna like slowly just creep back to there. But I put the littles in with the larger ducks. The larger ducks did get chased. A couple of the littles did chase back. It's still separated. It means day one really of putting them together for any kind of real time. You know, we're going to continue to do this day after day after day because they have to form one big flock over here. Now, I know there's going to be some issues when it comes down to like the drakes, but like I said, these birds here are the start of our homestead and providing meat ourselves for our family. So the hens will stay, the drakes will hit freezer camp as we figure out what are drakes and what are the hens. There's 2 so far out of this 7 straight run. There's 2 so far that have that female quack, and then the rest of them pretty much sound like drakes with that little rasp that people talk about and describe, and from what I've heard and did research on. Over here, still young, still don't know, still young, but they're growing beautifully. So we're just going to continue to work with these animals, learning as much as we can on a daily basis. Things change all the time, things have to be adapted, and you know, our brain power has to be used in order to stay on top of what we're doing and learning more and more and more every single time. These guys over here are really starting to get their feathers in. They're like mini ducks. These ducks are huge though. And then these guys here are going through that first, I think y'all call it molt, where their down is coming out, but their pin feathers are coming in over here. So like I said, we'll continue to monitor both of them, but we're getting ready to put these little guys in. I think they've been out enough in the wind and the rain for today, because they've been back there for about 10 to 15 minutes. So we'll put them guys away, leave these guys out for majority of the day, and then put them away later on. All right. Oh boy. Oh hush, y'all inside for the rest of the day. Oh man. So had to create a door yesterday or last night to put up today. Like I said, today we moved the ducks. They were all in together. The bigger ones just went in probably about 30 minutes ago, because I'm done for today, and I don't feel like coming to get them later. But I'll be getting this done soon, because my materials, the rest of the materials will be in Thursday, so I'll be able to get this done, and then the older ducks will they'll be out here as I finish putting up you know, piping to put a net on top and all that good stuff. But the door, so I created the door. Like I said, I needed a larger door. This door functions beautifully on here. Unlock it here. Got to come up with a different locking system, but this will work for now. But here you go. So there's the door. Down here at the bottom, actually had to cut in to the tree here and here. This to clear this. This to clear this, and this to hold this and help keep it level. And this door swings open nicely and closes nicely. But also went ahead and took care of removing the T-posts that were up in here. All of those T-posts. So this is just totally open now. T-posts that were there are gone, barbed wire is gone, same thing there. So now this is open, so I'll be moving. My next thing is I'll be loading up my bucket and moving all of this brush. And I'll probably take this brush and just dump it back there in the woods and let it be overtaken by habitat and critters. But we open this up, and I'm going to start getting grass seed down in here and just allowing the grass to grow here. But next time I mow, I'm going to be mowing all up in here and get these stumps like that one there. There's a couple of smaller ones over there, a couple over there that I'm going to get out of here first, so I don't tear my mower up. But yeah, that's pretty much how we're going. What I was talking about earlier on bracing, so this is braced here, put a notch here, push it down to where this thing will not go left or right or forward or back. And then I put it down into that cinder block and then drilled a hole through it, and I drove in a stake. Now that stake is a 3-foot long stake, and it's probably about only a foot above the ground, so that's 2 feet below ground. It's a little less than a foot. That's in through that stake to keep this thing solid and from, ouch, got myself with the barbed wire, from moving. Also zip tied the barbed wire here, so it's holding this up a little bit until I finish. Once I finish down here at the bottom, put the other layer on, then I'll fully tighten these up. But this just helps keeps it stable and solid, so as the horse comes, it's, you know, not pushing down on the wire like that. You know, it's gonna poke it, so it's not gonna want to do it anyway. But yeah, so this is the duck habitat. Also cleaned up inside of there. Also cleaned up inside of here. Get all the trash out that I needed to get out. Get this piece of wire. Got all the trash out that I needed to get out, and you know, started to drop some seed while it was raining hard. And this thing works beautifully. I see the piece of hose there. I had to fill it with water and then allow some of it to drain out because it was just overflowing, and I drained half of this out and it just filled itself right back on up. So I know my water catchment system is definitely going to work, and I probably end up running 2 barrels here because that much water gets collected off of the roof. All the barbed wire that I used, I cut it into long strips, make sure I rolled them up individually so they don't get tangled up with the others, and then I'll just tie those together and, you know, run the rest of the lines here with that stuff, because I think majority of it should get just about there and only need probably about 2 feet added to it to get it where I needed it, or where I need it to be. Up here, I went ahead and put in a second T-post just to hold the stability here, because this is the door, and where the door will be attached or locked to the structure. Get that back on there. So it's nice and locked and steady up in there. But like I said, I went ahead and cleaned this up and linked the board up, because I probably will attach a board just like that. A board, a log, something. Most likely it's going to go more natural with like a log. Attach it up like that to that stump, and this will allow, you know, different spots for these ducks to kind of chill out and sit down and stuff of that. So, well, we're just getting this ready. I'm going to get back in here later on this week and get all these sticks up, and probably do one more burn inside of here. Get the sticks up, get it all cleaned up, mow everything down evenly, and make sure that I get the grass growing real well. But they should be in here by the end of next week. Most likely I'll have them in here. All right, got my measurements for the door. That's the other thing that I need to do, is build this door. And then once I build that door, they definitely can go in there, at least during the day. But honestly, I think I'm just gonna put them in there and lock them up at night and go from there. All right, grass is growing, things are doing what it's supposed to do, and I'm going in the house to chill and watch some soccer. All right, got them in one of their new feeding sections, so I figured that I'm going to use feeding trough to keep them back over here, as well as the water trough. I'm going to put the water trough there, and it's going to give me enough room to still get around here and feed them and get in and out of the gate to feed them and keep them good to go. But I got them over in the new section, you know, that way they can turn around and actually see that it's all nice and open for him. That's what he's doing right now as he eats. But they're eating their hay, their carrots, their oats, their sweet feed, as well as their senior feed, all together, moistened down, and trying to just grow. But as you can see, behind the duck hut, feeding trough, and then I will be taking that water, meaning that water over here, or maybe the smaller one. Yeah, I'll take the bigger one, put it over there, and the smaller one put here, just to make sure that I have enough space, which will give me enough space. space to get back and forth through there.
I crack beer.
All right, boy.
They whisper
Enjoy.
hate while I
Come on. Right here. Hey. We're done. Come on, dude. Corky. Hey, hey, hey. Hee. Come on. Hee. Come on. Over here. Come on. Come on, some soup. Come on, some soup. Soup. Come on. There you go. Come on. Yep. Stretch it down here. There we go. We are locked up nice and secure. Guys eating their breakfast. Soon to get these ducks out. It's the duck enclosure. Alrighty, man. So we I got home from work and about to get on they peas and corn. Got home from work, had the kids fill the pools up beforehand, and then just got all the ducks out in the same enclosure. A little rough start, you know. They starting to relax. You know, they're staying separated, not really mixing in too much right now. But the tolerance level for the older ducks is starting to increase. So we just go ahead and let them, you know, relax out here for a little while, get some pool time, some mud puddle time. You need to cut that water off, please. Some mud puddle time. You can see the mud puddle. And then we're gonna feed them up and go from there. To be honest with you, ducks are way cooler. But then here's another look at the enclosure that I'm working on. Like I said, my other supplies to finish the perimeter will be here this week, tomorrow actually, and then I start getting that on Friday, and then I start worrying about top, some coverage. And then we'll get the older ducks moved in here and get the younger ducks moved into the larger pen. And then we'll bring the younger ducks out here daily to mingle. And as we decrease the drakes, will increase hens. But that's the enclosure. That's some wildflowers, some grass, a lot of stone. So we're good to go. You better lose yourself in the music the moment you want it. You better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Yourself in I hear at least 2 females over there. At least 2. Make my way around this mud puddle. This is just from all the rain we got. It always does this. As grass grows, it will decrease. All right, me and my daughter been out here. We've been busy. So my mesh came in. A mesh, 1/2 inch hardware cloth, welded hardware cloth. So I have my layers from everything that I've saw, everything that I researched, all the people who made mistakes and showed what they did for ducks and how they lost ducks and things of that sort. I kind of took the good and the bad and combined all the good and that I could find and fixed what they say were bad. And I took the hardware cloth, got the apron, which comes down on the bottom backside of all of this, and then I put up some mesh, some 2x3 mesh, or 2x3 welded wire fencing, and then on the outside of that I put my 1/2 inch, 4 foot tall 1/2 inch. So it just gives me layers and strength and stability. So me and my daughter worked on this side and this side here, and we rolled it out and we got it out. I mean, it just looks so damn good. Excuse my language, but it does. It looks so damn good. And we got the zip ties in, the UV resistant zip ties that break strength are 150 pounds on these. But once, like I told my son, once I get these done, get this all on here the way I need it, curl it and bend it like here. Had to curl it and bend it to get it nice and flat. Once I get all of that done and nice and tight on here, I'll be going back through with the metal zip ties just to fully fasten it in, and you know, it'll be done. But this is it. This is my duck hut. Tomorrow you guys might even see the ducks inside of the duck hut, the duck enclosure, not the duck hut. That's the duck hut over there. But you might see them inside of the enclosure, you know, living their best life. But down here at the bottom, as you can see here, it's 4 inches in some areas, 4 inches up. In other areas, like over on this side, because of the slope, you have 6 inches up on the back side. So this here, this section here goes all the way on the bottom and then down there. So tomorrow, as I finish this, because I need to go get my drill out. I don't want to do that tonight. I need to get my drill out, and I need to take one of these screws, this screw down here. I need to take it out, and I need to smooth this over and then wrap this just like I did this. So I took this board off here, which is going to actually hang the door. I took it off. I wrapped my mesh behind it. I screwed it onto this post, and then I put this back on here just as extra. So tomorrow, matter of fact, get the blue pool. Tomorrow, we'll have the ducks in here most likely. I'm gonna allow at least the big ones in here. Maybe the little ones stay over there. Yeah, and the big ones will come in here and just kind of hang out in this enclosure. And then once I get this back in on, maybe I'll bring the little ones in here as well. Yeah, bring it in here. We're gonna go ahead and put it in this hole. Bring the little ones and let them explore over in this section too. You never know, I might feel comfortable enough tomorrow to say, we're gonna lock them. We're gonna run to the feed store, get the bedding. We're gonna lock them jokers up in there. Yep, put it up in there. You gotta be careful because I don't want you to crack it. So this is in here, and then we'll fill that up tomorrow, and we'll let the bigger ducks come on in here and hang out, and that way the horses can come view them. So most likely tomorrow I'm going to work on this side first. Yeah, most likely I'm going to work on running this side first, get this side done, and that would, because that side's done and that side's pretty much done. And then the back end, I have that 3 foot. I thought it was 4 foot, but it's actually 3 foot, 1/4 inch mesh back here on this back end. And just take this 1/2 inch mesh as I come back around on that side. I'll just come on around and just keep coming around. I mean, more added security layers the better, in my opinion. But I might not even worry about it. I might just end it at one of them posts over there since this is here. Kind of do the same thing. I need to go ahead and go all the way down on this end to finish that off. And then that'll be done. And you know, it's just stable, but it looks really good. And then the duck hut, I need to go ahead and finish that. I need to go get these pieces of boards from down here at my old feed shack that I'm going to redo over there soon. Since this project is just about done, I can jump back on the feed shack move. But I need to go ahead and get all of these boards finished on the back end of this. And then I think they're ready to move in, to be honest with you. So we'll be doing that. Those thorns need to be moved tomorrow, baby girl. But yeah, I really don't know what else to say other than God is good, and you know, He's giving us the ability to do this work and do it and stepping out on faith. This big old PVC pipe here, I'm gonna cut this thing in half and I'm gonna turn it into 2 feeders for inside of there. And that way that's done. But this is the outside, and it's just that secure. It's very secure. They can bang on that thing all they want. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Scratch, 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 scratch. And they not getting in that thing. If they get in there, boy, I made a big mistake somewhere. This thing is awesome. So the other thing I put in that bucket, the other thing I'll be doing is how the height of this, I'll be cutting that one, and I'll be getting that board across. And just continue to rock on. What a dream come true. What a dream come true building this homestead.